technical difficulties as we're teaching an AI class. How's everybody doing today? Okay. And anybody on Zoom, I unfortunately can't see you, so yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see. So for anybody on Zoom, I'm not going to be able to see any of your comments or hands up at the moment, so I'm going to have Jody field everything for me. So hello, everybody. If you're here, go ahead and grab one of these worksheets. I'm also going to have Jody put the links out inside the chat for everybody as well. Hi. Yeah. Hey, we're never too old for AI. We're never too old. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot after I put everything together. I feel like this probably could have been a 5-hour class that I'm going to condense into something that's in 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah. So right now, if you, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to make AI work for you. And this class, I am not going to be creating this class as a lot of the other AI classes I attended, which is just, here's what you could do. Here is how you possibly can do it. Here's how I use it. What I want you to walk away from this class with is practical steps that you can utilize today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your career. So, okay, hold on, give me a moment. Okay. So right here, if you're here in person or online, take your cell phone and take a photo. Don't just use it and scan it. What you can do is if you want, you can save this photo. You will also receive the slides and everything later. But if you take a photo, that way you can always go back to the photo and click on it and then use any of these downloads. The QR code on the left is the download file. So if you want to go and print it out, that's going to be the easiest way. And this is going to be something I will teach you. And on the right is a website. I was able to take that same document in Canva and produce a custom one-page website just for you today. Okay? Everybody have it? Okay. Let me know. And this also will be emailed out at the end. Okay.
Sorry. I forgot to.
No problem.
I was on Zoom just now.
Okay. So I'm going to start going over to the next screen. Hmm? Okay. So now our workshop agenda is we're going to go over what our objectives are in this class. We're going to talk about the different AI tools that we have available. And I'm only going to skim the surface on the AI tools because there are way more out there and a new one every week. Now, the other thing we are going to do is talk about how to train AI to work for you. And you're going to learn how to build a brand voice if you haven't done that already, how to help utilize this to super speed your own business. And especially one thing I really like is being able to use it for those frustrating days and then you have to deal with pain in the butt agents and also clients. So yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. So that way, instead of writing an email that could get you reported to NAR, you can, just have AI help you, smooth it out. So now, next on it, we're also going to have some hands-on time. So if you brought your laptops, fantastic. If you didn't bring your laptops, if you have a tablet or a phone, I recommend getting apps like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, any of the ones that you like. If you like one over the other, go for it. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about, I was talking to Jody about this, is AI for documents. Have any of you actually used it to help parse documents in your day-to-day business? Like helping read inspection reports or the 400-page HOA docs? Okay, well, we're gonna learn about it. Yeah, because some people like to stick HOA docs all in one dating back to 1960. And if you just need to look for this tiny, tiny sheet of reserves, it helps you locate them as long as it's not handwritten, which, unless you're looking at some of the stuff back in the 1970s, most of them is digital now. And we're going to go into prompt engineering. That sounds scary, but it isn't. We're going to do is we're going to teach you how to get the best output out of your AI. Now, at the very end, we're going to talk about ethics and best practices because right now, AI is kind of like the new wild frontier. And with the wild frontier, there's a lot of potential ethical issues with AI. And as we see in today's day and age, there is a lot of bias out there. And so some of these people are using it to train AI. So what we have to do is we have to go and learn how to make sure that whatever we're outputting in AI does not actually get us in trouble with fair housing. You're welcome. Now, towards the end, we're going to also do what I like to call a prompt hackathon. So that way you can pick a project that you want to do with AI and run it, and then we can go and debug it and then have a Q&A around that as well. And a 7-day action plan if you would like to just challenge yourself afterwards. Now, show of hands, what is everybody's level of AI from maybe like 1 to 10? Like 1 being new, 10 being I've done it for the past 3.5 years.
That includes that, right?
Yeah,
1.5.
1.5?
It's just-
Like 5 maybe? Yeah, okay. Okay,
So ask question. So, could you explain, because I heard it some gal at the open house told me, ChatGPT, if you don't subscribe, the free one, you have only a limited amount, right?
yeah.
So
So
you have to tell
yeah,
me.
we'll go over some of the paid and the other versions. If you tend to use it as much as I do, I just pay $20 a month. I will just forego that extra meal and then just pay $20 a month so it can spare my sanity and help me create things faster. So what we want to do is we want to take your level 1 and be able to increase it to at least a 5, if not a 7, by the time you walk out there. Your friends are going to basically go, whoa, how did you do that? Can you teach me? And you're going to have the slides and everything. So in case you want to review it again later, if it's hard to absorb at the very beginning, we're going to make it easy. And if whatever you learn from here, you want to keep digging out more, there's always so many YouTube videos out there that you can learn from, not always pertaining exactly to real estate though. Or if they do teach it on, teach real estate one, it's usually to sell you into a course and their funnel. So, okay, so let's see. So that's what we're going to do to try to master AI in real estate. Now, why AI matters now is because we can use it to analyze market data. We can help it write property descriptions and also recognize images if you are confused on maybe what style or what year that home is. But the drawback is there's something called AI hallucinations. And it's not your AI and ChatGPT doing a bunch of drugs. It's because there's so much data out there in the world that it can go and make things up. Yep. And so we want to make sure that you don't run into it and how to best protect yourself so that way you never get in trouble if you're promoting something and ChatGPT is telling somebody that there's this extra bathroom on the second floor that you didn't see while your, assistant was skimming through stuff. Now, show of hands, how many people know that Zillow is now in ChatGPT? Yeah, okay. Only 2. Yep. So, which means we're in Silicon Valley. Half the people over here probably are building AI. They probably know more about it. So you have to be a couple of steps ahead. So I'm not if you don't know that Zillow is in ChatGPT, I'm not quite sure how much some of these people that are the average home buyers or sellers are using it as well. But it could be helpful for you to at least know. Yeah, question?
Can you explain how it's Zillow?
So this is a very new one. I feel like it's maybe about a week and a half old. There's a feature in there where you can actually use Zillow to search and neighborhoods or maybe 3 bedroom, 2 bath. I haven't played around with it that much yet, but just know it's out there and that your clients might be using it. So, okay. So the agents that use AI effectively are going to be the ones that are going to have a step ahead of all the other agents out there. So what's going to happen is in this area, we're going to have a lot of competition. And for a lot of you, how long have you been in real estate? Under 5 years? Over 5 to 10? Yeah, okay. Anybody over like 15 years? Cool. Nice. So for those of you that have been around for a while, you've seen agents come and go, and you stood through the test of time. Now, what a lot of the new agents are also doing is they're learning AI to speed things up. What I don't like is when people use AI to make them seem a lot smarter than they actually appear. And I don't want, I want to have you protect yourself to be able to take all that knowledge you have and be able to explain it to other people and then be able to produce marketing and content that will rival a lot of other people that are just getting in here too. So now, so I'm speeding through this so that way you have a little bit more time to do some of the work. So some of the major AI tools that we have now, this is just about, I think, a 10th or 100th of the list. But the most popular ones that we see right now are ChatGPT. And the newest iteration is ChatGPT 5 and how the model thinks. There's also Perplexity, as well as Claude, Gemini, which is the Google one. Grok is the one that Elon Musk has, and then Notebook LM by Google. Each one does something slightly different. Perplexity tends to do a little bit better with, I believe, reasoning. ChatGPT, you can use it for a bunch of different things depending on how you direct it. Some people really like Claude because of the privacy. Notebook LM is one that I might recommend if you have a bunch of files that you need to upload, including HOA docs, and have it parse through everything. So with that, those are the ones that we tend to generally use to create content, to create, let's say, a listing presentation, check the MLS and do neighborhood studies and be able to present things to your client. Or if you ever need, maybe come up with good, let's say, lead magnets or things that you could do for door knocking. Because sometimes we're just all tired and we don't want to think of something new that we can do. So it helps give ideas. Now, for me, one of my backgrounds is about 25 years ago, I started my professional career in video games and animation and 3D. So I used to be a traditional animator doing 3D. Our cell phones are actually faster than the computers that I was using to produce the Tiger Woods game and the World Series baseball game. So for me, I've done a lot of marketing over the past 25 years since and a lot of sales. But what you have in the past 3 years that have come out, like Canva, Dolly, some of the video editing apps like CapCut, Captions, it basically took my college career and then just threw it in the palm of your phone. So it's pretty crazy how fast you can do it. And then we will go through just the names of these ones. We can't go through all of them because it would take a long time. But when you have time or you're hanging out and watching TV or doing something just a little bit mundane, play around with some of these apps. I recommend don't sign up for everything that is paid for, but just play around, see what might work for you, get a little bit of taste of it, and see if this would work for your marketing. If you want to do more videos on social media, if you need more help with coming up with plans on how to run a holiday pumpkin pie event. Okay?
Can I interrupt you?
Mhm.
Showed us the first one, the QR code, the download. Is all included? There are slides on.
Yes, and then Jody will send it after too. Yeah. So now with this, I'm going to go to some of the next other tools. So right now, can I see a show of hands? How many people are using Canva for Okay. Yeah. Well, it still is free. You just have to pay for the things with the little crown. So Canva, that's also another one I decided to pay 14 bucks a month for. Did you know that Canva now has the AI that can also produce talking video? No?
Oh,
Yeah, so they can do talking video, they can produce the one-page website that I provided for you today. You can also take the documents and do what I did and produce a whole set of slides. It was not perfect. I had to do a lot of fixing, but you can take a Word document and be able to put in a presentation. So if you wanted to go and do custom presentations for listings each time, you might be able to blow the next person who just shows up with like nothing out of the water. Now, for market analysis, we have tools provided to us by the National Association of Realtors, such as RPR. RPR, I'm not sure if you've checked recently, but they actually have AI built in. So when you're creating a neighborhood report or, actually the neighborhood reports are pretty good. Try practice running a neighborhood report in RPR, and they even have the ability to run and produce scripts for you. So if you want to do any talking head scripts to show on social media, it's all right there. Now, with that said, I don't like the tone of the script is definitely not how I would present myself. So I will take that data and I run it through ChatGPT under my voice. And so there's a lot of ways that you can use AI. So that I'm kind of giving the whole entire scope. Now, there's also voiced and video. If any of you online or have been on a Zoom, you probably have seen the attack of the otters and the fireflies and the reeds. Those ones are the voice transcription AI services, which I actually really like, especially with Otter, because if you've been in certain meetings, if you have to take a phone call, if you have to do something, it helps transcribe everything later, and you can also take everything and summarize it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure how many other people do this, but I have Otter on my phone. What I like to do is when I go to a listing appointment, I will take Otter with me on my phone. I'll ask the home seller, hey, would it be okay that I just voice record everything? I'm not going to post it anywhere. But what it does is then we can just talk normally, and I'm not busy trying to scribble everything down.
I
And I can
totally get it. It's just because
have
Tom
a good
Street Jones is
conversation.
kind of the.
I've never had anybody say no.
I gotta be there.
So from that, you're able to use that to your advantage, have a real one-on-one conversation with people versus, I'm not sure about you, but when you're typing, I'm always trying to figure something out. And then I miss words here and there. Even worse when I'm writing because I can't read my handwriting. So let's see. So there's a lot of different possibilities. Now, they also have so the generative models that we talked about, which are like GPT and Claude, you can do a lot of content creation. You can also create a lot of art. Some of the stuff is still kind of weird. You'll make a fake person and their toe is growing out of their finger. It's it's not perfect, but we're still getting to a point where you may be able to use certain things for marketing, especially if you're looking for a nice grassy field. Because if you go to Google and steal somebody's photo and you put it on your website, there is always going to be a likely chance that somebody is going to sue you for copyright infringement. So with using these generative AI, you should be able to, unless they say no, be able to use this in your marketing without you having to pay extra fees. So, okay. Agent mode. Has anybody heard of what's going on with the ChatGPT agent mode or the AI agents yet? No? Okay. Think of it as having a personal assistant in your pocket that could actually perform tasks for you. When we use AI, generally, some of the regular people out there will go, okay, well, let's see. Can you help me create some marketing copy for 123 Main Street? Or can you assist me in maybe thinking of things that I could do to prepare a party for my clients in December? Well, ChatGPT agent mode is its own little ecosystem within ChatGPT. It is a paid version, so it's 20 bucks if you ever want to play around with it. But the agent mode, what it does is now you can tell it to do something like if we want to travel to the Tom Ferry, yeah, summit, I think is it usually in August? Yeah, it's like August in Texas. You can go, hi, I need to travel to the Tom Ferry Summit. I want to get the closest hotel to it under $400 a night, and then provide 3 different options as well as flights that leave in the morning. It will actually run through all the websites and give you options. And some places, let's say if you want a dinner reservation at some fancy place in Santana Row, there's ways now that it can actually try to auto dial for you and book you a reservation, which is good and bad. I'm still kind of a little bit wary. I don't want to give it my credit card. I don't want it to go shopping or do anything yet. But now that we have this ability, this is going to be a little bit crazy. You can also have ChatGPT agent mode do a research. I haven't tried this one yet, but you might be able to use any, have it go to, what is that mortgage site that we all tend to look at? Mortgage News Daily. We can have it go check Mortgage News Daily and have the agent check it every day and then give you a report. You could schedule a report for it to give you a morning report at 8 a.m. And so there's ways to be able to connect it to your Gmail and other email addresses. So just think of it like having an intern slash assistant, which can actually do things. I'm still a little scared, but yeah. Mhm.
The agent mode is $20 a month, is that,
It's just Chat GPT, the pro mode.
okay?
And you have up to, yeah, it's inside. So if, or maybe it's just the $20 a month plan. And with the agent mode, there's a lot of possibilities. I haven't explored everything. And then they also have something else, which is Agent Builder that they created. So if you wanted to start creating a whole chat bot that goes and lands on your website to reply to other people, you can fill it up with all your data. That is something that's going to require a lot more brain power from me to figure out before I can teach anybody else. But if we've seen some of the other companies like ManyChat that's out there, if you've ever seen on social media where somebody mentions, hey, comment the word trip and I will DM you the link. ManyChat and other bots are automating these things already, so that way you can take advantage. Let's say if you're doing an open house this weekend, DM me open or leave a comment for open and I will send you all the details of this house. So, but if you want to keep it more personable, message everybody. Okay, so there is also other options. I haven't looked at some of the other ones like Perplexity or Claude yet, but they also have prompt optimizers. So every single time that we want AI to do something, we are writing what we call a prompt. And there's many, many, many ways to create a horrible prompt. I've done it, you've done it, everybody's done it. Now, if it's not doing exactly what you want it to do, there are prompt optimizers out there that can help you craft ways on how to rewrite everything and then put your prompt into your AI of choice to be able to produce the content you want. Especially if you're getting a little bit more complex, like I'm playing around with creating websites using code as well as creating quizzes to be able to bring into Canva. And when certain things aren't going right, instead of me going into the code, I'm going to go and rework it in ChatGPT before I paste it back in Canva. So I probably lost some of you guys, right? Yep. Okay. So, well, this is just the overview. And then once we get into the workshop part, we're just going to practice. But now you kind of have a whole idea of what other people are using. Right now, a lot of people are just using it at a very basic level. So does anybody understand what a brand voice on social media is? No?
When you see the ad, sounded voice,
Well, I mean, it's a little bit like that.
did you know?
Well, what I considered a brand voice would be how you speak to people in person, how you email somebody, how you write your own content. It's your style. Some people are very formal. Some people are a little bit more laid back and fun. And there's ways to be able to take your own writing from emails, from blog posts and other stuff, to be able to put it into AI. So no matter what you output, it actually sounds like you and not ChatGPT posting it on Facebook. Okay? And then,
I've seen some.
yeah, and then we're going to talk about AI. What we're talking about is AI cloning. AI cloning with the videos and the voice is a whole new one. It still kind of weirds me out. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about that in the future. Okay. So when we're working in ChatGPT, in order to get the best content out there, what we're going to do is we need to write effective prompts. It's what we input into our AI. Now, when you just put a very loose description into AI, it's going to get creative on you. We have no idea what it's going to output. It's just going to give you something fun, completely probably not like what you were actually expecting. So specificity is key. When you write very clear, well-defined, well-pronounced prompts, you're going to get the best and most accurate responses out of it. And you have to be very explicitly clear what you need from it. So that way it ensures that you get the best content. Now, there's constraints. Now, constraints is where we can tell it, get really creative, have some fun with this, or I would like for you to stick to facts. I need this very professional. I need this to be a summary presented to the board. And when you become concise and targeted and tell it exactly, give it freedom or no, we have to stick to everything that we have in this article, it'll help the quality. Now, there's also ways to be able to break tasks down. And for example, when we're going to do if we do a HOA or let's say home inspection, that's 70 pages, we can have it parse through the data, redact potential information out of it, like our clients for privacy, and be able to have it go through, have it summarize and outline some of these red flags, and then produce content at the very end that you could take a look at, including page numbers, especially let's say we're having huge plumbing problems, we're having sewer lateral issues. If you're really busy, you're about to hop in the car and you need to have a review with a client, sometimes just having that really quickly to go through will help you on that conversation while you're driving in the car to talk to your client. Then review later. But don't always rely completely on the accuracy of AI at the moment because it'll do something called hallucinate. So let's see. And then there's another portion. It's called reflection thinking. Now, this is a little bit more advanced because we never really think about AI thinking for itself. Now, we have a new way to be able to help refine its responses, have it reflect on what it's outputting to you, and help produce better quality. Like basically like giving itself a report card, asking it if it thinks it did the best job on the request that you're asking. And if it isn't the best job, please change the prompt and then be able to help make it better. So this is what we're talking about, self-grading. So when we work with self-grading, it allows AI to enhance the output. We want to make sure that we are also in compliance, especially with housing laws, because there's always people out there that hate realtors and they'll want to report you for any reason, or if you made enemies somehow. You want to have it self-grade and produce more thoughtful items. And what we were talking about earlier is there's prompt optimizers that helps you break things down to manageable steps instead of having it all do it at once. It's like if I was telling all of you, hey, I need you to produce bless you, I need you to produce an event by tomorrow, and I'm not going to give you any directions on how to do it. when you give somebody directions to follow, start with this, start with that. Like if you were teaching a second grader, it will give you better outcomes. So let's see. So right now we're on document summary. Yeah. So right now we can work on some exercises if you want. Let's see, taking a look at the time. So does anybody well, I'm not going to be able to do it on my screen right now just due to privacy laws, but does anybody have documents or just examples that they want to play with on them that is, let's say HOA docs, or let's say an inspection or anything that they wanted to kind of summarize on their computer? Okay, then we'll skip doing some of that. So
So how do we do that?
okay, so right now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break so that way I've been throwing a lot of information at you. So that way we can start kind of using this for practicality. So what I'd like to do is, does everybody use ChatGPT, or does everybody have something loaded? How many people are using ChatGPT?
The basic-
Okay.
the basic-
Yeah, the basic. Yeah, the basic's fine. Now, with the ChatGPT, does anybody want to use Claude or Perplexity in here? No? Okay. Well, okay, so how about this? Everybody get ChatGPT open. We're going to start I'm going to skip forward a little bit. And we're going to go over to the exercises. So as far as the property descriptions go, does anybody have a listing that they want to work on? Or does anybody have a listing coming soon? The address they want to provide? Okay, give me one moment.
So this, sorry to interrupt because I'm, so this, activity that you're suggesting, we can do it on the phone, right?
Yes, we can do it on the phone.
You know, I
So-
ask basic question,
Yeah, if you go,
so elementary.
yeah, if you, or do you have ChatGPT open?
Oh, I don't have it.
Okay, so for everybody,
Right?
yeah, everybody, if you have it on your phone, download ChatGPT. For anybody that's in Zoom world, feel free to open it up on your browser or your phone. With ChatGPT, there's also transcription and dictate, as well as the voice mode. So the voice mode is great because let's say if you happen to be doing AI while you're walking around, walking your dog, you can actually have it trained to work as a script practice partner. I'm not sure if you've seen that before. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on crafting a property description. Give me one moment.
It's ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah, sign up for free and log in. So for anybody, does everybody still have the link from earlier? You can either copy the prompts that I have here. Here, sorry, I'm looking for it. And then we can go down to the interactive exercises and prompts. And then we can create property descriptions. So I'll run one right now for everybody. So we are copying this over. So what we're using right now is we're using ChatGPT 5. And if you take a look at the top left, there's auto, instant thinking, and then pro. Pro is probably the $200 a month one, which I don't want to pay for. So because ChatGPT has auto on here, what it does with auto is it doesn't think fast, it doesn't think slow, it guesses unless you specifically tell it to think hard, to go through steps. And basically, you have to teach it a lot more to get the output. Now, we're gonna have it just do something very, very basic. So you're gonna see how we can do a basic prompt and how we can use a prompt optimizer to be able to create more. And do you want to work like with me on your own, or do you want to just follow along? It's up to you. Uh-huh.
The easier one. Follow.
Okay. Whatever works. So, okay. Uh-huh.
Mine just says ChatGPT, it doesn't say ChatGPT 5.
Okay, let me see.
ChatGPT 5, okay.
Here, yeah, click on this part. Okay, yeah, so just use the regular Chat GPT for right now. Sorry, it's been a while since I haven't had the paid version. So for this one, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna provide a sample listing, and then we're gonna test with the address to see if it pulls the correct information, and then compare it for tone and accuracy. So let me see. What is the address for your?
2841 Filbert, FILBERT.
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay, 24, sorry. Oh, 2441 Filbert? Oh. See. In Oakland? We're gonna leave that off just to see how this works. So I'm gonna show you what it does is when we're doing very basic prompting. And I'm gonna use the voice to text because it runs faster. You are gonna help me create a listing description for 2841 Filbert in Oakland, California. Please pull any public data that you have on the property, including the lot size, square footage, bathroom, bedroom count, as well as neighborhood, any details around that you feel that is pertinent. I want you to parse all the data. Then I would like for you to come up with a basic listing description that I can use on the MLS. Make sure that you do not violate any federal housing laws, and make sure that it is very clean and written professionally. Use yourself to grade what you output, and then suggest anything that can make this property description better. You can use potential other listing descriptions nearby, but please do not copy any of the other ones. We're winging this. This is just what's coming out of my head right now.
So that on the free ChatGPT or the upgrade?
So I think with the regular one, you should be able to also use the voice. Can anybody confirm right now if they have the voice? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's the only thing. You will have it run slower, you will max it out, and believe me, I have maxed out my ChatGPT before, so that's why I pay for it. So now we're sending this to the great ChatGPT. Oh, see, look, use Zillow for this answer. That is actually new and that's popping up. So now it's looking for details, it's checking lot size. I feel like it's almost running in agent mode right now. So are we correct? 3-bed, 2-bath, 1210 square feet? Okay. So it thought for 24 seconds. So if you have the free version, it may take longer. So what it's pulled out is it's pulled out 3-bed, 2-bath. It's pulled the information from Zillow. If you ever want to check it, you can click on it and it'll bring whatever is happening. Yeah, it'll link you. Yeah. So do you see anything wrong with this so far? Is it really built in 1895? Cool. So near Emeryville border, I used to live right by there. It has neighborhoods mapped, if you have more Kermit measurements for permits, appraisals. So let's say if somebody decided to add an addition in the back. So here, let's crisp and compliant, no fluff, no fair housing issues. We have a move-in ready potential in West Oakland's 94608, right by the Emeryville border. This 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home offers approximately 1,210 square feet of living space on a large, approximately 6,229 square foot lot. Parcel size creates options for outdoor living, gardening, and future project ideas subject to city approval. I like how that doesn't get you in trouble. And so it gives you convenient access. So it gives you a good start. Bring your designer eye to make it your own or enjoy it as a simple city retreat. I'm not sure about that one, but um, things that I would definitely mention is it's, close, great for commuters, especially to San Francisco. I will recommend to never be in your friend's car while you break down right in front of Emeryville. It's a very scary time at 5 p.m. So here, it tells you why it's compliant. It avoids protected classes, schools by rating, crime safety. So if you didn't say this at the beginning, it may potentially put in, oh, this is a great walkable neighborhood, or it adds things that could get you flagged by the ADA as well. And it's giving you a self-grade. It gives you clarity, compliance, would improve with confirmed features like parking, heating, cooling type, foundation, seismic updates if there is any, since it's an older home, sewer lateral status, and then easy upgrades to make this stronger. So it gives you a little bit of tips. Yeah, I see your mouth dropped open with this. I can send this to you later if you like. So then if you have photos or anything of the front of the house, you can also take it and you can describe it. You can have it describe what the home looks like as well. And so I'm not saying this to make you a lazy agent. I'm here to help you become a more effective agent so that way you can deal with the fires and the crazy clients. So
So how the company get trash or?
well, that's why we have to make sure. Yeah, that's why we have to make sure that we always read everything. Yeah. Yep. So that's when we would go here. This home is here. Hold on, let me cancel this. Do you want to come up here and just give you some random details and see how it here? I'm gonna walk by you and you're gonna tell me a couple of things about the home. Let's see. Yeah, come up here. We'll just test this out. Anything that you know that was wrong about what we saw? Yeah.
So I just told you.
Yeah. Stop.
The home is an older home. It's got good bones about the home, large backyard, enough for a second home to be built in the back. It's actually 2 stories. The bottom unit can be converted to an ADU, and upstairs has the 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It does need some work done to it. It is not quite a fixer-upper, but it is move-in condition that can be worked along the way.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here so that way I will let it know. Here are some more details. Please update the MLS description.
Now, you didn't ask for a price range.
No, I didn't yet, but that is going to be more up to you. So it gives you, the house has solid bones, and we need to have it remove the move-in ready now. And so scope for updates and a fresh touch. So you love the large backyard, potential for expansion, and a layout that gives you options. So it's not perfect.
No.
It's still going to make up stuff. This is when,
But it's a
yeah.
good basis to tweak.
Exactly.
For you to put into it. Oh.
So have any of you heard, sorry, this is one thing I have to figure out if it's pro or free. Have you heard of Canvas inside here? Yeah. Okay, it is. Okay, so what you can do with this is you can turn this into an editable, I cannot type it. Can you tell I only had like a protein thing for lunch? Editable Canvas document, and it's different from Canva because if you actually wanted to work on this in, live thing. Okay, hold on. I don't have the version. Okay. So now it has, let's see, adjust. Sorry, this thing's making noise. So now what you can do is in here, if you wanted to, if there's any small little sections that you just really think it's terrible and you need it edited, you can actually have this thing edit for you. So we can just have this, oh, I hate when it does that. In here, you can just ChatGPT, it is not move in ready. And let's see. Please revise this to reflect. Yeah. So then you can just pull certain sections out of here and just edit some of the other sections. Because when we first started using ChatGPT, you tell it to do one thing and it re-edits everything. And it just drove me nuts because you want certain pieces of one edit and then other pieces of the other. Now, let's see. Now it says the house has solid bones and is in livable condition, though it needs repairs and updates throughout. So when you play with this later, just spew out everything about it and then just tell it to not get too creative. Okay?
So if you upload a picture of a house,
Mhm.
ask it to give a verbiage,
Yes.
It knows how to do that, like from what? Photo?
Decently, it's not perfect, but you can have it work. And then now I believe you can actually take this and tie it in with Canva and other things. Did you have a question? Yeah. The what? Oh, the edit. All I did was I gave it this prompt above to, hold on, where is it? Turn this into an editable Canvas document. Yeah,
Do that at the beginning of your request?
you can. Yeah.
Is that
You-
on the free version or the-
I think you mentioned that it was on the regular version too. So this is great because let's say if you have, like I teach mentees, and so sometimes I run different, um, different, what is it? Exercises with them. Like here, I'm going to give you a listing and you're going to have to come up with this. You're going to have to talk to this person, or here's the buyer, talk to me. And then we give them lots of different scenarios. I run it by using ChatGPT and I come up with buyer personas and I pretend to be a buyer persona so they can talk to me and then consult with me to see whether or not the client is willing to go up or down or what they want and figure out how to ask the right questions. You can also take these personas of, let's say, potential pain in the butt or difficult clients, and you can turn it into a persona and you can actually role play practice with it.
So if you have a client who has a driver personality
Mhm.
and you want to do a listing presentation, you can.
Yeah.
Ask for assistance, right? How do I present?
Yeah. So if we have a client with, did you say a driver or like a dominant personality? Okay, we can feed ChatGPT the information to have them produce a client profile with a very dominant personality that wants to tell you what they think versus allowing you to get your whole sentence in. You can actually have, you know what I'm talking about. You can have it role play with you too. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. I would like for you to create a difficult home buyer persona in Silicon Valley. I would like for you to give him or her a name, age, occupation, as well as, let's say, how much they make as an engineer in San Jose at a top tech company. They are very demanding, and I am trying to acquire them as a listing client because they're looking to sell their home here in Sunnyvale and move over to Idaho. I don't know, sorry, this first thing. So they want to move to Idaho by January. So that way they can cash out and save money. Please come up with this character so that way I could use it for a voice scripting exercise. We'll see how this goes. And what I just did right there is what I like to do for social media. If you haven't figured out what your niche is, you can have it create your niche. So for me, all my friends are ex-video game, music industry, entertainment industry people. So everything that you see on my social media is a little bit more loud, a little bit more fun, a little wacky, if I may say. If you're working with, let's say, divorcees or single moms or any kind of niche that you have, you can build a profile and then you can have some of your topics be related to struggles that they're going through, answer the hard questions, create blogs. So let me put this guy in. Perfect. We're going to build a high maintenance but realistic Silicon Valley seller persona for training and objection handling. So we have Alex, he's 39, he's an engineer at Google, has an annual income of $310,000 and has a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home in Sunnyvale, now valued around 2.8 million. That actually sounds right. Has 2 kids. And so this gives you a whole backstory to them. If you have a real backstory to these people, you can also do it. But make sure with privacy, don't include your client's information. They give behavioral traits. This actually works a little bit better in marketing. Has pain points, thinks the house will sell itself because it's in Sunnyvale near Apple and Google. How many times have we heard that? And let's see. Okay, has different objection handling. And if any of you read, okay, objection example. I just don't see why I'd pay full commission when homes in this area practically sell themselves. Zillow says my house is worth $2.9 million already. If we just list it there, we'll get offers instantly, right? So they have different ways. If you want to do the Chris Voss style, like never split the difference, you can label their feelings, you can mirror key phrases. Well, you said you want this house to move fast, but also get you top dollar? So we're gonna create a matching realtor. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to have you save this persona right now, and then I am going to move to the back and forth voice test. I forgot the name of it right now. I hate when I do this in front of people. I'm not sure about you, but sometimes I have squirrel brain. Now I'm gonna go for the caffeine. So now what you can also do is you can have it saved into memory. So if you need to call back this character, you can. So now we're going to use voice mode. See this little guy on the right? So that's voice mode. Hi, I am going to have you play the persona of Alex Chen, the one that you created, and we are going to run a quick script practice with an objection handling about lowering my commission.
Absolutely. Let's dive right in. I'll slip into the shoes of Alex Chen and bring on the skepticism. Feel free to start off with your pitch, and I'll jump in with that commission cutting objection. Let's have some fun with it. You go first.
Now, hold on, somebody give me an objection. Well, anybody?
Why should I pay a 2.5% commission when the house will sell
Okay,
quickly?
so can you have Alex ask about the 2.5% commission objection right now? Of course, it's not going to work while everybody's watching me.
No worries at all. Let's.
Oh, hold on.
You got.
Is it working?
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling. As Alex, I'll just say, so really, why should I pay that full commission if homes in this neighborhood are flying off the shelf? And you can jump in with the response whenever you're ready. No pressure, just practicing.
Well, I can say that.
Yeah.
You see, if you do not offer the 2.5 compensation, the filters will be showing other homes that are offering the 2.5 compensation first. So your house will be the last one that will be shown on the market. Is that correct? Yes.
That's it. Well,
Exactly. Absolutely, and that's a great point to make. You can just let Alex know that by offering a competitive commission, you're ensuring his home gets top visibility and interest from buyer agents right from the start. That way, it won't sit on the market while other listings get more traction. Great job addressing that.
okay, well, I'm gonna close that one right now. So usually instead of having it trying to just give you feedback, what I would just recommend is have it actually play to persona. So you're talking back and forth instead of having it explain. I'm not gonna force you guys to listen to any of that more slow stuff, but it's there if you want to practice it. There's also ways that you can create custom GPTs like I have that is trained on styles that you like. I personally like negotiation styles like Chris Voss, Never Splitting the Difference, and being able to really dive in deeper with motivation with clients. So let me see.
But in this-
Yeah.
In the example you just gave,
Mhm.
you were thinking of buyer agent, right?
Yeah,
2.5% to the buyer agent. I was thinking
yeah, I think,
2.5% when you're getting the listing.
yeah, that's
So
what,
you need to clarify.
yeah, exactly. So the more details. So
Yeah, 'cause
when,
I was thinking listing and she automatically went to buyer.
that's what I was thinking too. And then she did that. Yeah.
But I think listing agent,
Right.
Mhm.
when there's other agents who might do it for 1%, right? So
Exactly.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So I think that's why clarity is key in making this work. So let's see. And how about this? Let's work. So right now it's already 2. Give me 1 second. Do you have any questions in the meantime? Is there any, hold on, give me 1 moment. Give me,
Question About,
Mhm.
about, analyzing the inspection and the HOA reports.
yeah,
Did you say you're not gonna cover that, or if you're not gonna cover that, can you at least, is it ChatGPT that will analyze that, or is it?
Yeah.
LLM?
we can use ChatGPT and a Notebook LLM. And the reason I don't want to do that is because I don't know if this is going to go get recorded into the void. So I don't want to use something live. But if we're doing the exercises and you're working on your own laptop, I can come around and I can guide you on how to be able to add that to yours. Because I was actually intending this to be a little bit more of a live workshop. So if you brought stuff that you wanted to work on, yeah. I know some of us probably still have like a HOA document somewhere in the back. Now, Jody, do we have any questions in the Zoom chat that I can answer in the meantime? Okay, perfect. So, so I have it on auto right now, especially with the Chat GPT 5, but in auto, you can also tell it directly in auto, think hard, think harder. Please analyze this to the full amount, or I would just like a very fast answer. So that's what the auto means on the new Chat GPT 5. It means you can control it a little bit more. Yeah.
What's the, can you just go over what's the difference between the basic ChatGPT and the ChatGPT 5?
Mm,
Why are
okay.
we paying the extra $20?
Mm.
My understanding is ChatGPT, there's a date cut off, right?
Yeah.
But ChatGPT is up to date.
Well, how about this? What
It's current, whereas basic is not.
What are the features of ChatGPT free version versus the paid version of ChatGPT? So from my understanding is there's basically data limits. It costs a lot for the data to be done using tokens inside AI. So for people to get faster responses and more oomph and more image generation and everything, they asked you just to pay $20. Yeah. The, yeah, and True is saying she believes that it's unlimited. So, yeah.
Does it save everything you do?
It does.
Save this to memory.
Find it.
I thought
Mm,
saved already in there.
mm,
Back to your chat.
Yeah.
It has all.
yeah,
It
yeah,
keeps that, so it's learning from you so that you
Ye-
can build on that.
exactly. You can also have it not save that information, and then there's ways to be able to clear that data later too. So what it's saying right now is with free version, you have stricter limits. So after a while, if you're, hanging out on a Saturday night on it for 3 hours, it might just kind of cut you off. There's also, I guess, you can also have advanced functionality, but you have lower quotas on the free tier. Now, with the higher ones, you have higher usage limits, rate limits, you have better, newer models, and you tend to get new features or sooner. You also get priority access. So let's say if you're doing a very complicated process, if you're doing, let's say, if you were playing with a image generation, generating images takes a very long time for it to think. If you're doing the free version, it takes a while, go to the bathroom, go do something. If you're doing a lot of it just to produce content for a blog, the videos, not videos, the photos are faster. Now Sora is a whole new thing that we'll talk. And then also the new version has the agent possibilities. So let me go back.
I think
Mm.
that, not that I think, agents are at different levels.
Mhm.
Some come from high tech,
Mhm.
like he does, and so, they catch on very quickly.
Mhm.
I'm at very elementary level.
Okay.
But my main aim is to save time.
Now, my question is for anybody that is very low tech, anybody can use AI. Now, this is something that you could try to do. If you're low tech, use this tech to teach you. Mhm.
Yes, but
Yeah.
for me, my main aim is for time saving purposes.
Yeah.
You put in the listing, you want to do this
Yeah.
description of the property and stuff like that.
Well, you can use ChatGPT also to teach you how to streamline things. You can even come up with a plan of action for you too. Yes, question. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So once you get that version, you said you're using the Canva, but still when you open the Canva,
Yeah.
you still have to choose the template and design yourself.
Mm.
It's actually only give you the
Oh.
wordings.
Okay, can we clarify that question with what we were doing, that editable feature in there? It is Canvas with a S and not Canva, the separate app.
It's a different.
It's a different. So Canvas is kind of like having your own Word or PDF editor directly inside there. You can type in it, you can have it edit everything. And if you want later, you can have it download as a PDF or a Word document that if you wanted to, you can take that and rip it and then throw it in Canva for something prettier. But this is a very good way for you to be able to create other documents and guide you through things. I even had to throw an event in Oakland a few months ago, and it's been probably about 15 years since I threw an event. And so I had to analyze everything. I had it help me set up areas for where all the vendors are going, what time everybody loads in, loads out, and all the directions in the emails. You can do all of that in there. So
There's Canva.
yeah.
There's Canva mainly for pictures and.
Yeah, Canva is different than Canvas in GPT. Yes, question.
Gauge the service of Disclosures Hero or Hero.
HOA Hero? No, I haven't tried that.
That's all.
Is that one that you use, HOA Hero?
And Disclosures Hero. Basically, I think they have more analytical stuff and reports when compared to ChatGPT.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to know if you have experience using those.
No, I haven't. But if you've played around with any of these specified AIs for HOA, I would love to hear any feedback. But most of the time, what these people do with any of these new apps that we're seeing that they want you to pay $5 a month for, or $10, they're using API tokens a lot of times from OpenAI, which is the maker of ChatGPT, and they're using it and using all the data and then creating their own little app out of it. And I just found out 2 days ago that we can also now create our own apps soon in ChatGPT directly. Yeah.
Things that we pay attention to when ChatGPT to analyze the
Yeah.
disclosures and the HOA documents.
Yeah.
And then you put this and pass this information to our clients is the liability issue.
Exactly.
So, saying Disclosures Hero or HOA Hero will reduce our liability, but at least we can say that these are provided by this third party companies.
Yeah.
Instead of by our
ChatGPT-5.
Yeah.
So, what is your opinion or
Okay.
advice on this?
So my opinion, if you can, always read all the outputs that these things are putting out, as well as asking it for reference pages. So right now we're on the document summarization. We also wanted to have, what I like to do with any of the HOA or any of the docs is have it tell me what page it's on. Because I do not want to give any information without having my eyes verify it, as well as the liability also is, you should also tell them, any of your clients, please read through the HOA docs. Because you don't want to tell them, oh, it's really long, don't even worry about it, I got it here. That's what's going to get you in trouble. But if you are just looking through just for specific things that they definitely want, because a lot of our clients these days, they're looking for investments. They may be looking for something that they can do Airbnb, or if they want to do long term. Some of the HOAs or the condos may only allow a certain amount a year to be rented out. If they're looking for these specific things, you might be able to go through and dig through them faster. However, it's not without issues. There's a lot of times that I know, and I've tested it out before, that some of the data is in these documents, and sometimes Notebook LLM has missed it, ChatGPT has missed it. So I've played around and run it through. So when doing that, it is not the end all and the be all. It's not fully there. It is not there to replace the agent, because you as the agent should still be doing this work. It can just help you find where you need to look at faster. So that's my personal recommendation. So. And as far as those apps, I'm going to take a look at them. I wouldn't mind. It's just everybody's just trying to get me to sign up for something else that's paid at this moment. So now, when we're talking about like the documents, so if you're working with a, let's say, give me an example of a document that you may want to summarize besides HOA. I feel like I've been talking about it too much. Any?
Summarize from scan.
Oh, scan. Okay. Inspection. Okay. So we can have it go through, there's some inspections where I know they're a little bit more savvy, like CalPro, which you can actually go through and take a look at the red flags. There's other ones where they're just going to hand you a whole entire 70-page inspection and just tell you good luck. So you can have it go through, you can have it analyze, have it read through everything, ask it to read through very thoroughly and use your thinking ability. Then give me an overall summary of this home. Bless you. But most of the time with home inspections, they usually will give you some of the data at the very beginning, including like, the red, the yellow, or sorry, the red, orange, and everything that's good to go. We can have it go and help you identify any potential red flags that could be a major issue that you know that your client would have issues with, especially if somebody does not want to pay for a sewer lateral, the seller doesn't want to deal with it. And I know some ordinances require you to have it fixed before it passes to the buyer. There's going to be, you can have it look for certain items. Please tell me if there needs to be further inspection on the foundation, or can you tell me, let's say, what is the lifespan of the roof? Is there any recommended repairs that may need to be done in the next 5 years, 10? So it all depends on what and how the inspections are written. If some people will, I've seen some recently that were by hand. Especially when it comes to the pest inspection or a roof inspection, and just have it verify. Whatever you do, verify this. And if you are also the buyer's agent, still recommend getting your own inspector as well. But,
So I heard of what the difference between the notebook LM and.
Mhm. Yeah.
Analyze the documents.
Yes.
Searching the website and give you some answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, the LM just
Yeah.
based on the document, is that true?
Well, so the cool thing about Notebook LLM is you can actually create a project with Notebook LLM. So if you wanted to, let's say, work on a home that you just got into escrow for, or if you're working on one that's a listing, you can actually put the HOA docs, you can put all the vital docs in there. But this is where I have to talk a little bit further about like the privacy of it too. You can have it go through, you can have it parse the data. If there's anything and any information that you feel like is very vital, important that you have to communicate either with your marketing pieces or anything that you want to bring up to your clients to address before it goes to the market. Notebook LLM is really good. We also have figured out that Notebook LLM has also missed things in HOA docs before too. And so that required me going back through and scanning over 300 pages of documents just for certain things. And so that's why with certain AI, sometimes run it through a couple of different ones just to make sure that it indeed can find something too. So,
Great.
yeah, please do. Okay.
You said notebook LM missed some
Hmm.
things?
Yeah, we actually had Notebook. Yeah, we were working on a condo back in the summer, and we were just looking for some data on who pays what in the HOA and who is responsible for this and that. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I also search. It will give you some answer, not just the base what you uploaded.
Mhm.
You probably give you some not actually inaccurate because you searched it overall, but when you search outside of the document, just on the web,
Mhm.
like misinformation everywhere.
Exactly. So that's why we were talking a little bit about, let me see. We have to set up like the system instructions on there. And as far as the prompt guidelines, so you want to make sure that you have it change the verbosity or creativity. Okay? Because when you tell it to work only on facts, it is going to go with data and facts, and you can ask ChatGPT if you are unsure of any of this data that you're providing me, please ask me to confirm. Because if you don't give them certain directions like this, what's going to happen is it's just going to go haywire and hallucinate and show you that it's going to have a pool because it pulls off a Zillow and there's like 3 or 4 other listings down below. And I think that's how ChatGPT and a lot of other AI has operated, which is why if you ever try to do a regular listing description out of the blue, it adds things that are not in the home. So,
Amazon is also summarizing, you can tell.
oh yeah, they are. Yep. I used to use this app called FakeSpot, so I used to analyze all the fake reviews for me, and now it just has everything in there. Yep. Okay. So now, I mean, I guess this kind of ties along with what we're uploading. So as far as ethics in AI, we want to make sure that we have to be very careful with sensitive client data. We never want to put any of the information on that could compromise any of their identity as well as any of their mortgage information. Basically, at this point, we do not know where some of this data is at. It's probably stored on multiple separate servers somewhere in random places in the world. But at the same time, you have a fiduciary to your clients and they protect their data. Now, this is something that I learned recently, and I haven't fully had a chance to test this on Google. Have any of you used ChatGPT to share a chat, like a chat with a business partner or a team member or somebody? No? Yeah. Okay. Well, what it does is it creates a public link or a private link. You can actually take that chat and you can share it with the other person. So you can kind of give them an idea instead of pasting it in Google. You could share data and information with them. What I had just found out recently is if you share that chat, it's okay if it's something stupid, like, where you guys want to eat or little ideas. But if you're sharing private data about a home, there is a potential, or let's say your whole entire business plan and something that you want to do for your business that you want to keep private, that link has the potential to be indexed by Google. Yeah. I I still have to confirm this. I figured out how to remove the the links the other day, but I geek out and I watch a lot of YouTube videos on AI. And so somebody was mentioning that any of these could potentially be on Google. If you remove the link from ChatGPT in your settings, it should be theoretically removed, but protect your client's data or your, master plan to take over the Santa Clara market or something. There's potential ways, but at the same time, I don't know how far they're going to be indexed, but certain things that go on the web sometimes may live on the web forever. Okay?
Mainly happens with share.
Yes. And I will show you how that one. So when you click on this share button up here in the corner, of course, it's going to take forever for some reason.
Wi-Fi's a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right now. Well. Okay, well, if you hit this button and say share, generally you can take that link. I can send it out to all of you so you can see everything that's live. You shouldn't be able to work on it here, but okay, yep, that just doesn't like me.
Can you copy?
Hmm. Yeah, that's where that Canvas editor is going to be a little bit better. Okay, well, if the internet, hey Jody, is the internet okay? Can everybody still follow online?
Fading at the moment, but I think we message our guides.
Okay, not a problem. So I'm not going to worry about this part right now, and I'll just not share it. Okay. So, as there's right now, everybody's doing these. Have any of your friends started writing a unicorn while singing on any of your social medias? Because my friends are. There's avatars and also voice cloning that's happening right now. And it's kind of creepy. Coming from somebody who is a traditional 3D animator that sat there for hours rendering some, I have this ability to look at somebody and just kind of feel that they're not real. And it's what they call the uncanny valley in animation. What's happening right now is people are giving some of these apps the right to use their face and then using samples of their voice. And people are using it to create videos of themselves. Some of them are instructional videos. Some of them are very wacky videos. I think I use it for social media here and there. But what's happening right now that I kind of worry about is if I upload my face to have a AI clone talk for me, could that be used for bad? Could somebody actually take that and then use it and make them feel like it's me and I'm saying something that's going to violate fair housing, that's going to get me in trouble? But right now, what they say is any of the cloning that anybody does should belong to you. But we don't know what other people are out there doing. And so with that said, you may also want to be careful. Somebody was mentioning on one of the Facebook groups that there is some scams now with realtors that they're also using Zoom. I have yet to figure out exactly how they're connecting Zoom with these clones to be able to fake that they are a real person versus a scammer. Now,
Can I say something about that?
yeah,
We're not sure if it's AI or what it is.
yeah.
But we got a call last week and someone said something about changing something. So we transferred them to MLS
Mhm.
because that's what we do. Well, MLS then called back and said that whoever it was failed all of the verifications that MLS has to change information.
Ooh.
So obviously that was either a scammer, a person, an AI, we don't know. And because we transferred it from SCORE, we don't have a record of a phone number. So one of the things we're going to start doing here at SCORE is we have to figure out validation because we get people that call in all the time and say, oh, I moved to, change my address to, change my phone number. So when you call in now, you may get extra questions because of this exact same thing. And it's hard because you're an agent and all of your stuff is online, your DRE number, all of it. So we are now as an association trying to take steps because we're seeing it happen. Can't hear on Zoom yet. We're switching things out, but there are people that are taking and making videos with other voices of people. So they are spoofing them. And during one of our marketing meetings, they kind of showed kind of how you can figure that out if it's the person or if it's AI. So you can kind of watch their lips, kind of watch things like that. But it's it's really helpful and it's amazing, but it's really scary.
Yeah. Sorry, Zoom land, my battery died. So yeah. Yeah, so that's the one thing about cloning. It can also potentially fake a lot of people, especially when it comes to their knowledge. Because we're seeing so many people just basically try to handle topics that they may not actually know. And with cloning, what happens is there's ways that people can take ChatGPT, they can produce a script, they can throw it directly at their clone and then have them do all exact work for them. But let's say if we meet at the Realtor Association, you ask them about the video about, the new laws that are coming with good. Oh, some of the new laws that are happening, within Santa Clara County. They may just look at you like a deer in headlights. And so that I personally, a lot of people do like the cloning. Me personally, I don't think I'm going to use it. I still like being able to produce my own videos and show my knowledge, especially with that. And also, the cloning right now, it just feels very, very unnatural. I've seen some videos recently on YouTube as well as social media of people that I know, and I've seen them. And the first thing I had to do was I messaged him, "Hey, was that an AI clone?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay," because the whole entire time they were talking, they were not blinking and they were just doing this the entire time. They kind of jiggled. And now that I say this, you're probably going to go on social media and you're going to notice some of these things, especially some of the sponsored ads, which at the same time, be careful. If you also have clients that are a little bit older and not aware of the scams, please protect them too. Okay. Now, hold on, give me a second. Jody, is the battery changed? Okay. Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. We are going back to the regular mic, so I don't have to lean over against this. So yeah, with the cloning, that's where we want to kind of talk about the ethics. You can use it if you really don't want to be on video, but if you want to come across the most natural, especially in your marketing, you're going to want to be natural on camera because that's what's going to attract people over to you. Okay? Let's see. So what I always recommend is if you have to do clones, if you want to do something fun, like if you want to go, pretend to, I don't know, do skydiving or something. If you want to use that for a skydiving clip and then just show up in the next thing, hey, if you want to land over here at your new home, use it. But I just don't use it as a full replacement. Use it as a complementary, but not a replacement of you and your voice. And the other thing that I've also seen with the cloning, it hasn't gotten voices as well as the accents right. Where I've seen people with clone voices, and then I look at them, I'm like, they do not sound anything like that in real life. You don't want the clients to assume that you are one way, and then you show up to the listing appointment, they're like, who's this person? What's going on? Kind of like, the joke about, yeah, filters and the business cards, the photos that haven't changed.
So in our marketing, for example,
Mhm.
how do we wanna on the viewer and our clients that to be careful about scammers?
You can make a whole entire video about scammers if you wanted to. Yeah, it's just some clients.
Elderly people mostly, because they are not with it, you know?
Yeah, my mom hands her phone to me each time if like any text message comes in. So I'm just like, don't touch this, don't do that. Just be careful if you have any questions. But if you do that with your clients, they're gonna hit you up at like 1 a.m. in the morning asking if this is right. So, figure out where a good line is when it comes to that. So I will let you know the voice avatar, the song that I played at the very beginning of this actually was an AI song that I made about me doing a AI thing at SCORE. So if you want custom songs for your listings, let me know. I found an app. It's called Suno. It's actually kind of fun. I'll play an outro song later for you.
You see it?
Huh? I actually do, yeah.
This is, there is this.
SUNO,
Okay.
Suno, yeah.
You mentioned that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys add me on Facebook, I was a person that was doing a lot of parody songs. So, but I was a DJ, so I can kind of do that. So now, okay. Yeah.
Learning, is there any company that you know that will teach you more, the uses of, ChatGPT with, in real estate?
Mm.
as well as marketing?
Okay. As far as any companies that will teach you a lot in real estate and marketing systems, I'm gonna have to defer this one back over to Jody for that Matthew Rathburn. Rebby?
Yes.
Yeah, I just took that one. That was a good one. If you think today was crazy, I was in his class and I was like, oh gosh.
That was an all day
Yeah.
AI deep dive, but he does do AI specifically for Canva and AI for something else. I can't remember. So we're going to have some of those next year. So watch for those as well. Matthew Rathburn, Rathburn.
Mhm.
He's based on the East Coast. So it was a Zoom class, but he's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's really good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, there was was it the AI certification one? Yeah. I think he's right now also doing the AI cloning videos because it's coming across my Facebook. I was like, it's like him, but it kind of is not like him at the same time.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
Very advanced Canva and
Mhm.
all that stuff.
Thank you.
So right now, I think, let me see. I have a couple more slides. Give me one moment. Do you guys want me to kind of talk about stuff and then use the last like maybe 15 minutes so I can show you how to do something in Canva that your friends would be jealous and buying you coffee for later? Okay. Let me just kind of go through some of this. Sorry. I had everything planned a certain way, but that's how things go. Thank you. Okay, hold on. We already talked about hallucinations. Oh yeah, and speaking of hallucinations, I made that little photo in Canva by asking it to give me a robot hallucinating. So, okay. So let me go back. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to work on some hands-on exercises. So what I would like to show you is maybe instead of building like a single page listing in Canva, maybe we can do something kind of fun because it sounds like everybody uses Canva for their marketing, right? Okay. So let's go exit this and we're gonna go open something else in Canva. Have any of you played with Magic? Right. Okay. So in the left side, there is Canva AI. So right here, you can use Canva AI to produce all the content for, let's say a one-page listing presentation, or let's say, why don't we test this out? Why don't we do maybe some kind of prompt to produce here, we want to help you sell your home that needs a lot of fixer or fixing. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna do it both ways. So I need you to help me create an expert prompt under 4,000 characters for Canva. I would like for you to produce a one-page funnel website to draw in buyers in the Santa Clara County of single-family homes that may have a lot of deferred maintenance, and that would be ideal for any of our investor clients. Now, include let's see, any potential cities, and also make sure to include any text that would be SEO friendly, especially for the target market of single family homes in Santa Clara County. Now, ideally, we are looking for at least 2, if not 3 or more bedrooms. And if their home really needs a lot of work and it is only going to be available for cash only buyers, mention that it's okay. I want to encode a website in Canva that's going to be fully functioning, and then also create information at the bottom of it with my DRE and my saved phone number and information as well. Used my pink, black, and white brand colors, as well as my name, Jamie Giratana, for this, and I will bring this into Canva. Please review the prompt for accuracies, as well as making sure that it is creative and will be ranked up high on Google. Now, don't copy the same exact one, so that way when we all work on our own, you guys have something slightly different. Okay, so now it's a fully optimized Canva prompt. And the reason I mentioned under 4,000 characters is, I think it's maybe 39, I kept putting too much prompt inside it. So now it's giving a whole hero section, how it works. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see if this is going to work. Okay. So we're going to copy this. We're going to bring it into canva.ai and then goal. I'm going to remove this little thing at the very top. Okay. Let's see. Let's wish me luck on this one. Also, did you know that you can actually create video in Canva now that actually has like people speaking with it? I got bored and I was testing it out, and I had it go and produce a couple walking on the beach in Santa Cruz while walking their cat, talking about how awesome this home would be. It is writing code. Yeah. Oh, something is wrong. Oh no. Okay. So sorry, it's generating code right now. We'll see if this actually works. All else fails, if this isn't working, the next thing to do is to make it simplified. Uh-huh. Well, right now you can actually publish directly in Canva. If you do what I did and just parked way too many websites, you can actually take that website and you can connect it to Canva now, and you can create one-page funnels. Mm-hmm. Yep. I can help you after if you want.
So. sorry.
Yeah.
So you have to let it know how many characteristics.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing this, if you start it out in ChatGPT, because sometimes the AI in Canva was not the best for me at the very beginning, so I still kind of trust using the information in, oh, hey, look, it's so pink. Okay,
When you publish it, do you pay for a URL or do you get a random URL?
so you can have a Canva URL, or I just figured this out last night and I took my SiliconValleyJamie.com and now I can turn this into a one-page thing. Oh, it's offline again. Okay, it's okay.
Well, I'm sorry I asked too many questions. So I understand that, say for example, you give it a prompt.
Wow.
And then you give it the same prompt and it will give you different answers.
Mhm.
Is it true?
Yeah, you can, it could potentially give you lots of different answers. Wow, this is actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. Are you guys seeing this? Yeah,
Know your DRE?
I had it saved in memory. So that way I don't have to keep typing it over and over again. And also my partners and my team that I work with. And I should actually remove the Lin. I just keep the Lin in there because I DJ'd. And then it doesn't have the photos. Need to sell fast. Even if it's fixture, we got buyers. I have no idea what that button goes to.
Because I have my own website and that is a WordPress. And it's.
I have a WordPress too, yeah.
Get it to update every time. So is there any AI to help me with that?
Actually, if you have WordPress, you can actually, depending on what company it is, I use Bluehost. And so I have done website design. So for me, it is pretty easy. But now with WordPress, there are ways inside WordPress that has AI that can help you update it as well. But it depends on who your hosting server is. Okay. Poof, here you go. So let's practice this out. I'm just gonna leave this as is. Okay, let's use it in design. We're turning it into a website. Shoot, why didn't I do this before? I've just been playing around with this in a very easy way. Hold on. Maybe it's too pink. You guys think it's too pink?
No, I catch it.
Okay.
There's a-
At least it's like bright pink instead of like a Pepto-Bismol that's gonna make you puke pink. So let's see. Now we're gonna bring it into this part, which is bring it into a design. Is this gonna work?
Publish website.
Okay, let's see. So this is where you can pick it out. So subpath, sell fixers, sell your fixer. And let's publish it. So that's actually how I set up the document that's right here. So that way you have access to it later.
I have a question on
Yeah.
Zoom is, can Canva create a website using Canva free version or do you need the paid version?
That's a very good question. I am not quite sure because I also have the paid version. If any of you are also with KW, I pay for mine, but if you're also with KW, they now give you Canva Pro for free.
Oh.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see. Sell your Santa Clara County home as is. Oh, this is so pink. Okay, what does this button do? Oh, it actually works. Oh, hold on, and it broke. Okay, sorry. It seemed it was there.
Jimmy,
Huh?
so as long as you have a domain, you have a website.
Yeah.
You can use the Canva to create a one page for your new listing.
Mhm.
And then put it under your website.
Theoretically, but I think the way you have to have it, I think you need to link it for it. I'm actually impressed that this little button does the property evaluation thing.
Let's go.
Hmm?
Click that.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Serving homeowners. Why work with Jamie? Okay, I need to put my photo in there. Request an offer now. Okay, hold on. Where is this gonna go? Here, let me take a look. It actually goes through and asks for property condition, when you need to sell. I'm gonna test this one out later unless one of you guys want to play around with this for me, but there you go. That is demystified, I think probably about 6 months of me trying to figure out how to create a funnel. And by that, so uses for this, let's say, do all of you try to do lead gen on social media? Lead generation on social media? I tend to do a lot of referrals from a lot of my sphere on social media. Facebook tends to be the place where I have a lot of people that I've known on social media for, I think, since we got on there in like 2007 or so. So I post a lot of videos. I post some of the small wins. I post a bunch of random things. And with that, you can create little funnels for people if you want to post something. Go, hey, if you're curious about moving over to New York, here's a video with me and my friend. We're talking about why New York is different, or this is how much house you can get in Delaware. You can create funnels, and now you can create little single web pages if people are interested in finding out more. Some of the things that I'm working on right now that I'm testing out is trying to create little buyers or seller quizzes. There could be ways that you can get more information out of your sellers to go, well, is it really a good time to buy? Is it really a bad time to sell? You can create all these little things by having it code information for you. Okay?
That's interesting though, Chris, because I think a long time ago, a lot of the you quiz and
Yeah.
mail too.
Quiz and mail. Okay. Yeah.
Thought. So now, it doesn't cost money to pay online, right?
Yeah. I mean, with all of this, like I used to do website design, something like this. I used to charge other people somewhere around like $5,000 for it, like back in the day. Because it used to take 40 hours of work at least. Now you saw how fast it took for me to build one of these. If we need to go back and edit, let's go back to here. Oh, edit design. Okay, well, we're offline again. If we needed to go back, let's say if we're working in this AI, we can go back to this generating code. Please include more realistic photos and images of trees, rolling hills, and other items commonly found in the Santa Clara County. Please reduce the pink at the very beginning and have it accent black and white even more. And include a small quiz on if right now is the best time to sell. And as far as what I'm saying, I'm honestly winging it. So if I can wing it, you guys can probably figure this part too. Okay? So now we're going to see if this does the right thing. And if it doesn't do the right thing, you can go through, you can edit everything, you can change the text if something doesn't feel right. So that's the beauty of what they've done with Canva. They took all the years of, stuff that we've learned like Photoshop and video editing and everything else, and they're making it a lot more streamlined. So right now it's going through and supposedly adding realistic Santa Clara imagery to the background and tone down the pink and change the hero image. Like some of these things don't look very perfect. Like if we take a look at the tell us about our home, haha, come on. Okay, well, you get the idea. Now that you know you can do this, I'm gonna recommend go home, practice, have some fun. See if this even works for you. Refresh the page. But one thing, whatever you do, I recommend working on a better connection. Don't do this on your phone. You will, yeah. So, and then if you guys are bored, there is, let's see. Also other apps. So now I'm just going to kind of go through some of the other random apps that we have. So it's now coding a selling timing quiz section. Sora is also by OpenAI.
So isn't that, my sister keeps sending me the TikTok and then I see at the bottom it says Sora.
Yeah. So what's happening is people are using text prompts, and that looks like the Queen of England rapping right now. So if you see, oh no, hey, and then on the left corner, that's our friend Patrick. He was riding a unicorn last week. He's from KW in Boston. So right now to get on, so if you see any of these crazy like orcas like killing the boats right now, just don't assume all of that's real, especially with the people like in the, yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening that you're kind of questioning. Yeah.
That and Putin and whatever Zelensky
Mhm.
thing, like, I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that's happening right now. Okay. Make a funny real estate skit about moving out of California. Sora. And so this is Sora 2. Make it from the angle of a ring doorbell SNL style with, I don't know. What should we do? For family members. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't pay for the fancy version on this one. This is all brand new. I've made maybe 2 videos on that. So, and see how it says added to queue? What generally happens is if you don't pay for something, it gets added to a queue and eventually it shows up. There's another app that I've used before.
see that if you don't pay for something.
If you don't pay for some of the stuff, it's just going to be thrown in a queue and it's going to take a lot longer. So that'll probably take about 5 minutes to work on. With that said, let me see. Let's go back to Canva. So it's going to give us version 2. Oh, it's more green.
Yeah.
Okay. So that does not look like a realistic home. So I would go through, change some of the photos a little bit more. I asked for more realistic photos and it didn't give it to me. So it's going to be a lot of trial and error. You're probably going to want to like yell at it a couple of times, but that's the thing with AI. Make friends with it, learn how to use it. If the prompting doesn't seem like it's going right, run it through any of these prompt optimizers, learn how to create better prompts. Oh, hold on, let's see. What's your main reason for considering selling? Home needs expensive repairs I can't afford. Next question. How would you describe your home's condition? Let's see. Needs major repairs. Next question. When's your ideal timeline for selling? Just exploring my options, like most people say. Now is a great time to sell. I wonder what the rest of it is going to end up doing. I'm wondering if that's just the only answer. So there you go. There's lots of different ways that you can play around with this. Is there any other kind of apps that you guys want me to kind of go over? There's like song apps. Because right now we only have a few minutes. And Suno.
You ever use Leonardo?
Yes, I was using Leonardo for a little while. I haven't used it for a while. I use Pika.art. Yeah. Yeah. Have you played around with it? Yeah. Yeah, the Nano. Okay. So yeah, this is what I was doing. I got bored last night and I made this just for you, Jody.
Into the room, and a clever shine, and get the front, go with me on rewind.
All I did was I told it 90s hip hop
Slip, slip.
and talk about teaching at SCORE AI.
No, no calls, the speed, productivity, soon, turn the day
Yeah.
around in the minutes, make room, level your prime.
Huh?
Let the magic concern.
I don't rap. You do not want to hear me rap. So the huh? No, that I did not have it clone at all. But for example of something that maybe you want to do here, I'm going to show you my embarrassing Instagram page real quick. What I did is one of my friends, he has a new Airbnb, and so I ended up staying at it a couple of weekends ago over in like near Yosemite. Where is it? Huh? It was Travis. Yeah, so what I did was I took this and I made it into a song. It's gonna play, of course. Came in. So I base. Okay. Okay.
Have a listing.
Yeah.
that is appropriate for a certain age.
Mhm.
You know, like condo, first time home buyer, then you can choose a song, right?
You can create your own song if you want. But like everything else, if you want to use it for public domain, I had to pay $10 to use it publicly. You can make as many free songs as you want, but if you were to use it in any commercial endeavor, probably like how if you were to have a drone. I have a drone. I don't use it for anything because I don't have my license for it. If I posted it on mine, it'd probably be considered using it for commercial. So if you are to do any of these, just pay the $10 real quick and then, cancel it later so that way you can use it for commercial. No. Yeah, this was something that I randomly produced on my own. I gave it an idea. I gave it what I wanted it to be a topic about. I gave him what I had visually in the video for it to describe, and then I kind of cut and edited everything like it. There, it all depends. I mean, there are people that can. I have people that I know that can also do editing for really cheap. So that's one use that you can use it for. And let's see, this is still going. This draft. So this is what Sora is doing.
Welcome to 20. Created for what? Okay, one last look at the house before we trade it for whatever Idaho is.
It's called affordable, Alan. Try it sometime.
Do they have Sun there asking for this plant? And you know me.
They have a giant potato
This is so
statue.
cheap, we might buy this tag.
Okay, one last look at the house before we trade it for.
So
It
that's
looks
Sora.
amazing. How-
Welcome to 25 Camden Lane. 5 bedroom, 0 carbon footprint,
Oh.
and a backyard that feels like a resort.
It looks amazing. How big is the lot again?
This
Just
is
over an acre.
this is what I was playing around.
To 25 Camden
How do I
Lane.
mute it?
5 bedroom.
This one I got bored. This is the first time I played with it. I was like, create an average Silicon Valley day with Jamie Lynn, and that does not look like me, selling homes to people in the year 2030. The pets are being walked by their robot nannies, and the kids are riding the robot dogs while the family's shopping at a mansion in Atherton. Yeah. And then I just was playing around. I was like, okay, I used something else to prompt. I was like, here is copy paste, advanced master prompt, make it VFX grade, natural skin, something. This is something that I put out in Chat GPT. Make San Francisco 20 something. So if you were to go, yeah, so these are different things that you can do, you can play with. I just would use it in a non-deceptive manner. That's all I request. Don't make it in a deceptive manner. If you want to have some fun with it, by all means, please do. And so with that said, I think we're down to the very, very end. I'm going to go back.
You know, you could get addicted to it.
This is my song I just made.
Did you? Hold on. Let's see. Do you want to play it? Oh, she's going for the rock song. 90s grunge song about fundraising. Uh-oh. Well, what have I taught Score all now? Okay. So with that said, that is hilarious.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah, and so what I always used to do is I used to come up with my own parodies. I would sing them out loud and I would do things, and now I can just be slightly more efficient by doing that, but it still doesn't sound like me. So for 7-day action plan, since we're getting to the very close, if you want, this is up to you whether or not you want to do it. Day 1, you choose one workflow content. If you want to create content creation, if you want to play with the website, if you want to do market analysis, it's really up to you. Figure out how to explore AI and then figure out what you want to do and then what you need to do to make sure that you end 2025 on a very good note. And then you get clients, so hopefully close it by the end of the year, as well as any kind of connections, especially if you want to make referrals. Now, day 2, this is going to be something that I recommend for brand voice. You want to collect samples of your writing. You can go to your social media posts. You can go to any blog posts, any of your emails, or you can even just write it yourself and tell it, and then have it start remembering your brand voice. Okay, so that way, if you need to, have it memorize your brand voice. So when you start a new chat, go, hey, please use my brand voice. Remember this and my DRE number. Just have everything saved so that way you don't have to keep popping it up over and over again. I do this constantly for my social media. I tend to write it out, but then at the same time, if I need something really just parsed from a lot of the data, I will just have it take the data and go put it in my tone of voice. And if you wanted to, you can go have it written for a fifth grader. Let's see, you can also have it generate marketing copy on day 3 using multiple models. And I would recommend don't just stop at ChatGPT. Try a few different LLMs, which is the large language models. Figure out if Perplexity is more of your style, if Claude is your style, if you like Grok. Every single thing has a different purpose. Figure out which ones you like. Or if you're maxed out on your ChatGPT limits, go to another one, play around with that one for a while. And then evaluate the outputs with your rubric. Have it analyze itself and then figure out whether or not you're writing the correct prompts. Have it guide you, because even though you're using it for, your own marketing purposes, if you are confused at all, have it teach you. Okay? Now, day 4, or if you want to do it tonight, it's up to you. Build a single page site in Canva. And you can do it for your open house, or if you want, you can do it for your listings. Now that you know what we can do, I would love to see if you can do this for a listing. Like, let's stay in touch. If you can do this for your listing page, because we see all the photographers, how much are they charging for that one page website now? I don't know, but hundreds, save hundreds. They're going to hate me if they're on here. Sorry, guys. But play around, see if that works. And then let's see, day 5, if you want, practice doing an RPR neighborhood report. Take a neighborhood report, or let's say closing stats or market stats from September. Take all that data, put it in any of your AI, run the information through, have it come up with a talking head script. If you want, set your camera up and just talk about some of the data. Or if you want, you can take it and you can live stream. You can have it bullet pointed somewhere on a computer behind you. People want to see you and they want some information. But I always recommend, if you are to be doing market stats, please, for the love of God, do not start talking market stats like this the entire time, because nobody's going to want to listen to you and they're going to ditch your life faster than any of our kids would want to watch this online. So now, day 6, you can practice summarizing long documents. So if you have your HOA docs, anything that's like insane that you don't want to read, or if you have, let's say, if you want to check out all this information on the ChatGPT website, but you need the main bullet points on how to get started, have it summarize that. Also, another thing that you can try to do, start playing around with that Zillow, like the Zillow feature on there. Play around with it, see what you can do with it and how you can get ahead of your clients. And then at the very end, take a look and see, day 7, figure out what actually can help you the most. If you do want to invest $20 a month into something else, save on 4 coffees in a month, or maybe it's 2 now at this point, and see if this could help you super speed your work. AI is not going to replace you. It's only going to help make you better, faster, stronger, smarter. And if you have team members that do this, teach them how to do it. Just have them be careful, especially with ethics as well as privacy and everything else. And then let's see. So that is about it. If you guys want to stay connected, you can scan that, take a photo. I has my hi hello card. And yeah, if you actually want to get my real phone number after that, just text me, because I do not like to keep my regular phone number on any public domain because of everybody's verification settings. So if I actually like you in person, you will get my regular 408 number. No. Yeah. I probably could. If you guys want, I can always put together some of the other ones. I can always create a bunch and see what would work, but you would have to kind of go through and test it. Because most of the time when I'm working, the reason I was teaching you about how to use the rubrics, how to use the optimized, the optimizer, is so that way you don't always have to rely on other people's prompts. And so that way you become better and then you figure out what's going to work for you. Because when people give you generic prompts, it's not a one size fit all. And it's always better to continually explore. But I will help you out. Yeah. Well, you and I, we're buddies, so we'll hang out and I can come up and see if there's any other kind of ideas specifically for what you do since you're on the other side of real estate.
Together,
Oh, on social media? Oh, so for any of my social media videos, if you guys end up following me on either Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I use a CapCut quite a bit. And CapCut is something that I pay for the pro version, but if there is some information that I need to get out really quick, let me see. I'm going to show you one example real quick before we leave. Oh. I took a Spotlight San Jose article and I threw it in ChatGPT with the link, and I had it give me a whole entire
Downtown San Jose, a brand
script that I could read.
San Jose has approved a $13.5 million purchase of 447 South Almaden Boulevard. This is a 3.7-acre site located between the convention center, Discovery Meadow, and the Children's Discovery Museum along the Guadalupe River. The property has been a parking lot since 1993. Now, the city wants to imagine it as a part of downtown revival. The vision includes expanding.
So you kind of get the idea. So you can, if you're wanting to do more social media, you can have ChatGPT take an article, something that might be informational that any of your clients may be interested in. Take that data about maybe that new housing over in Santa Clara or something that's being torn down. Take that data, have ChatGPT write you a script that you can speak about. I tend to do talking head scripts, so I specifically ask it for talking head, use it in my tone of voice because I've trained it, and I use a teleprompter feature inside CapCut, and there's also Captions app and other things, and you can use it to start producing videos really fast. That video, the actual filming of it took me maybe about a whole 2 minutes. The editing took a little bit longer because I decided to make it fancier because I'm taking a course on it, but Mhm. That's from my phone. Yep. Yeah, and it's I think it was mostly all filmed from the front facing camera, and I used the teleprompter. So none of this I memorized. I just read it right off of it, and it was super easy. And for me, that's what works. There's a feature in CapCut. There's also, I think, Captions app. There's also some other teleprompters app. So the words will just fly directly under where your camera is. And then, just kind of, yeah. So, and you also have to read it fast. If you ever see me in any of my videos, I tend to move around a little bit more because most people, if you're looking at a teleprompter app, you can see their eyes just scanning. But if you make the text really large and you can just kind of look at it once and once, it'll make it a little bit easier. Okay. Maybe I should do a social media class next time I'm filming. Okay. So that is it. I'm going to go back to this, and then thank you very much for attending, everybody, especially you all in Zoom room. If anybody has any questions, I'll be here for a little bit. Okay.
thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome.